Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at something pretty unusual today. It's based on a review of this 2025 film, Good Boy.
Hmm.
Not your standard horror movie. Seems like more of an experiment, trying to tell a thriller, but like entirely from the point of view of a dog. That's the source material, basically.
Right, and that constraint is key.
Yeah.
What we want to do here is unpack the value in that idea. Horror, but strictly through the dog's eyes. It's a mix, isn't it? Horror, drama, thriller. And it's short, too. Just, what, 74 minutes?
Yeah, very tight. So the basic plot, it's directed by Ben Leonberg. You've got a character moving into his grandfather's old house. Bit creepy, the crooked house idea. But here's the twist. We, the audience, we don't follow the human. Everything is seen through the dog's eyes. The dog's name is Indy, which is apparently the dog's real name, too.
And that's where the reviewer felt the immersion really kicks in. The way they shot it means human faces are always blurry or hidden, maybe just on the edge of the frame. So you're forced, really, to read the situation through sound, the atmosphere, and how the dog reacts. It makes you think of your own dog, doesn't it? When they just, stare at a wall or growl at seemingly nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a clever hook, using the dog to dial up our own primal fear, almost.
Exactly. It taps into that shared feeling.
Okay, so if that's the concept, what did the review say actually worked well? I mean, beyond the unique idea itself. Seems like the dog, Indy, was a real standout. The review said something like, more emotion than some human actors.
Yeah, apparently a really strong performance from the dog, which is, a credit to the direction and editing, too, I imagine. It's about capturing that perfect glance or a flinch right when some sound happens off screen. And that short runtime you mentioned, that's definitely listed as a plus. Keeping it focused means they don't have to stretch that very specific, maybe tiring viewpoint too thin. No filler. Plus, apparently it looks good. Stylish visuals, solid cinematography, good lighting creates a decent atmosphere.
But hang on, if it's all atmosphere and this unique viewpoint, does it actually scare you? Or is it just an interesting gimmick covering a maybe thin story?
Well, that brings us to the weaknesses the review pointed out. And yeah, you're sort of onto it. It says the film is not genuinely terrifying. It leans more on jump scares, apparently.
Mhm.
And if you took away the dog's perspective, the plot underneath is pretty simple. Generic, even. Just a standard haunted house setup.
Okay, so maybe keeping the plot simple was necessary, so you don't get lost wondering about human stuff you can't see. You just focus on the dog's experience.
Could be. Yeah, that makes sense. Sacrifice complexity to make sure the perspective trick lands. But there was one technical issue flagged quite clearly.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
Awkward dubbing. Which sounds like it could be a real problem here.
Yeah.
Because if you can't see the actors' faces properly, you're relying heavily on the voice acting. If the audio feels off or disconnected, it breaks the immersion immediately, feels unnatural, but not in the intended scary way.
Right, that could definitely pull you out of it, especially when you're already working hard to piece things together visually.
Exactly.
So, pulling it all together then, what's the final take? Good Boy isn't like a masterpiece of horror, sounds like.
No, definitely not presented that way.
Yeah.
The review positions it more as a successful experiment, creative and surprisingly emotional. You stay hooked, mostly because you genuinely start to worry about the dog. It works on empathy. So the rating was 3.5 out of 5 stars. Recommended if you're curious, or a dog lover maybe, but probably not the first choice if you're after serious, deep horror chills.
Okay. It does make you think, though, doesn't it? About perspective. This whole film is built on deliberately narrowing what you see and hear. It forces you into a non-human way of experiencing the world.
And even with its flaws, there's value in that.
Yeah.
It raises a question for you, listening. If you filter everything, the plot, the danger, human emotions through one single non-human mind, what kinds of truths get left out? What do you automatically miss? But also, what surprising new things might you understand? About fear, maybe loyalty, it's definitely something interesting to chew on.